The best way to get rich and wealthy and successful in life is to learn how to have fun. If you're already having fun, you're probably already successful in some kind of way. You may not be a millionaire or anything, but you probably already have a great life if you are already having fun, even if you don't have as much money as you would like to have. You probably are having fun because you know that that money is coming somewhere somehow, and that it's coming in a way where it's only gonna improve your life or add on to the fun that you're already having. That you're not gonna have to like work ultra hard and change who you are and start like something a completely new business that has nothing to do with your interest. For the rest of us, people like me, where I was brought up with the mindset of working hard, being disciplined, making no mistakes. That was the American dream. If you just put in 16 hours a day, study your butt off. This mindset of having fun and being successful doing that, it's almost insulting. It's almost insulting because you go, that's not how the world works, right? I was taught my whole life that the world and society was structured in a way where the good people made money and the lazy people didn't. But the older I got, the more I realized that that couldn't be further from the truth. I've met a lot of people that were lazy. You can call them lazy. I call them smart because they figured out how to use the system in order to make money. And I used to tangle that with that means that they're not a good person, right? Just because you know how to take advantage of a system, that means that you're bad. And same thing, that couldn't be further from the truth. These are people that have two options. They can use their intellect, they can use their cleverness to work hard, to work 14 or 16 hours a day, and probably not be as happy and probably be more busy, probably get a little bit, to be honest with you, a little bit dumber, because now instead of using their cleverness, for a couple minutes a day, kind of having this inspiration, now they're artificially giving themselves something to constantly, they're giving their brain something to be thinking about for 10, 12 hours a day. And that causes burnout. Now your brain is not this like idea machine. Now it's a production machine. Now your brain is just thinking about what it's going to be doing for 12 hours, trying to plan ahead for 12 hours instead of being in a state of more lightness, not having to worry about how to fill in those 12 hours and only doing things when they seem right. And that's a whole nother conversation of kind of listening to your mind and letting it be inspired rather than be forced to pump out productivity every hour. So we can learn from those people. There's a video that I saw online of this YouTuber. His name is the Spiffing Brit. I had watched a couple of his previous videos, and it really struck my mind on, I guess, what the latest video that he put out this last week. He's known usually for exploiting games, using their in game logic and in game rules to fast track things, or same thing, take advantage of the system, not progress the way the designers, meant for the game to progress. And then he also has, in the same vein, in the same idea, he has videos of taking advantage of the YouTube system. We kind of all know that YouTube pays you per 1,000 views, depending on the category you're in. And then how long people watch your video if they don't just click and then click out. So he essentially, same thing, took apart the system, was able to make a video where he took out a soundtrack so that YouTube's rules on how to place ads broke. And so he was able to place an ad every single second of a almost 8 hour long video, which again, YouTube does have systems in place to not let people do that, because that's ridiculous. No one's gonna watch 8 hour long video where every single second is an ad. That's not a fun video to watch if you don't have YouTube Premium. But because he did some trickery with the audio, etc., he was able to kind of cheat himself into that. And I was thinking about it, and like I said, I've seen some of his videos before, so I get the sense that he's not a scammer, that he didn't do this just for like, oh, how much money. Some people are estimating that he could probably have made about like over 50,000 easily, and then he also has a sponsor in the video, so who knows, like probably over 60, 70,000 over one video. But that's not his nature, because I've watched all his other videos. That video is in line with the way his brain works. His brain works with like breaking in-game systems from these popular games. And the same thing of, I mean, he just sees YouTube, that brain that breaks games, traditional games, starts to see everything else as a game. Right? So he sees YouTube as a game as well. It's kind of like the saying, you know, to a hammer, everything's a nail. So if you train your brain to see life a certain way, it will see it, and you will find opportunities that way. And again, kind of going back to the idea that, a lot of us are trained like, oh, go and work real hard at your job, start a side business, sell something, make something, make a product and then sell it, and build a distribution network and spend money on marketing and, from the ground up. I mean, like, that's a ton of work. And him starting this YouTube channel was probably also work. But again, it depends how you see it. I mean, the YouTube channel centered about breaking video games. So was he a guy that hated video games, and then he thought, oh, I want to make money, therefore I'm gonna start playing video games that I hate, and then spending a lot of hours figuring out how to break the system, because that takes time and that takes thinking, because not everyone's gonna be thinking that way. No, that was just a hobby of his, something that he liked to do. That's the way his brain worked. And then he made a YouTube channel about it, and now he's probably really wealthy. He's making a lot of money. So nothing was forced. So that's the same thing with the rest of us. It is a little bit difficult, because then you have to find out what are the things that you like to do. And for a lot of us, sometimes we don't have that one thing that we're like passionate about. We have multiple things, and I think you can still make that work. You can still make videos about all those different things that you like to do, or maybe dedicate, maybe on one of the things that you like to do, although you don't want to make content or something every single day. Even I've seen a lot of YouTubers that make videos, once a week, once a month, less. But when they make those videos, since it's out of passion, they do get a lot of views, because people gravitate to honesty. They gravitate to authenticity, or things that can only be created by someone that has that desire to create, not fake things that are just created just for consumption or just for money. So to put a nice little bow to kind of finish off this video, my main thought about the video that the Spiffing Brit did was, I don't think, because I think he's the first one to have done something like this, I don't think a scammer would have been able to come up with this idea. And just like with anything in life, you're riding that fine line in between two ways of thinking, kind of like almost like a Venn diagram, but instead of the Venn diagram overlapping, instead of them overlapping, they're like touching, so you're kind of like in this line where people, depending on how they see the world, will tell you you're here or tell you you're here. So for the Spiffing Brit, some people be like, oh, he's greedy, he's a scammer, he figured out a way how to make a lot of money in a way that YouTube didn't design for you to make a lot of money. Others will, like myself, will say no, he couldn't have came up with the idea if it was a scammer, because no other scammer has, as far as I've seen it, has done it. So if it was just about greed, you would have seen this have been, how many scammers do you know for a fact that scammers would have been on TikTok, would have been on Instagram, would have been on whatever, on YouTube, already taking advantage of this, because every day there's scammers trying to take advantage of the system in different ways. But the fact that he did it and it was in line with his other videos, you can tell this is the way his mind works. It's an art, it's like it's a game, and it's an art form for him. I'm pretty sure and I also think this way. I'm pretty sure he thought it was funny. It was like a little like tease to YouTube, like, hey, look, nice system you got. I'm just this guy, and here's how to break your system real quick. How to have a little fun with it. And that's it. And he's gonna move on. He's not gonna go like, oh, now my whole YouTube is like how to make the most amount of money from YouTube. I'm sure there's a part of it, and that's where the Venn diagram starts. Maybe he does like overlap just a little bit, but he's mostly on the art and having fun aspect. So be like the Spiffing Brit. Learn how to have fun. So now, if it's something fun for you, again, don't try to make it a game if you're not gonna have fun with it. I mean, you're gonna have, you have to find something that you're gonna have fun. Like right now, I'm having fun talking about this. It's gonna be about 14 minutes. I didn't write anything down. That's usually how I like to do the YouTube video: structure it, write it down, and make it nice and polished. But this just like felt like fun to talk about. So it's just the ideas are coming out naturally. It's like I'm talking to myself. I'm not caught up in thinking of how the audience is going to receive it. I'm just more thinking about it out loud and talking about it. Like if I had a friend, one of my nerdy friends, that I talked to about these things right in front of me. So yeah, have fun with it. That's the only way that he was able to do it. So same thing with this video. So long story short, I know it sounds crazy, but the more you try to do it, and probably a lot of you that have already have like real deep hobbies are already aware that this is how it works. Maybe you've never thought about it this way, but you've already been doing it this way, is find something that you like to do. And then it does take a little work on how to like monetize it. And, there's different levels of how comfortable you'll feel with that, because I have the same feeling. Over monetizing a hobby or something you like to do can be gross. So definitely follow what feels right. Don't overdo it. So everyone's gonna have a different level. Some people economics can be a game in it of itself. So it's gonna be different for everybody. However your brain works, however your mood works, however you like to have fun, it's gonna be a little bit different for everybody else. So find that, or even don't even worry about monetizing it. Just keep doing it, just enjoying it. And sometimes life will monetize it for you. I just thought that was really cool. Wanted to share, and let me know what you think. See you.